Welcome, everyone, to tonight's CDC meeting for July 20th, 2026. My name is Sarah Callis, and I am one of the attorneys for the City of Wooddale. I'm here tonight to facilitate tonight's meeting. Mr. Chairman, if you would please call the meeting to order.
Sure. Welcome, everyone, to the meeting of the Wooddale Community Development Commission. My name is Jim Parenti, and I am here as chairman for the Wooddale Community Development Commission. Ms. Callis, will you please call roll?
Yes. Mr. Parenti. You here?
Here.
Mr. Peterson.
Here.
Ms. Zatko.
Here.
Ms. Rudnicki.
Here.
Mr. Sweeney.
Here.
Mr. Guzik.
Here.
Mr. Ta.
Here.
All right.
The CDC has a quorum present. We need a motion to approve the meeting minutes from June 15th, 2026. Can I get a motion?
Make that motion.
Second?
All in favor can say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
The motion carries. Minutes are approved. Moving on to our public hearing. Ms. Callis, as chairman, I request that you serve as a public hearing facilitator.
Certainly. I will serve as the hearing facilitator tonight, which means that I guide the hearing process and maintain order and ensure that all interested persons have an opportunity to be heard. I will not advocate for any particular position regarding the matters before the commission this evening. For our public hearings, all testimony will be given under oath. At the hearing, there will be an opportunity for the public to offer testimony and to comment. Following the public hearing, the CDC's deliberations will be open to the public in the sense that all are invited to listen and to watch. The public, however, may not speak during our deliberations. We ask that the applicants here tonight give specific evidence to demonstrate that the proposal meets the standards of approval for their request. The burden is on the applicant to prove the case. Additionally, city staff will provide a general description of the proposal, followed by their analysis. With respect to others who wish to speak, you may give an opinion or present specific evidence as to why you believe that the applicant meets or fails to meet the standards of the request. Finally, we will strictly adhere to the schedule prepared for tonight's meeting. However, those wishing to submit evidence and testimony will be afforded sufficient time within which to do so. Whether you are a member of the public wishing to make a statement for the record or a witness testifying on behalf of an applicant, you will be placed under oath and then begin by stating your name and address. You will be subject to questions by the Community Development Commission and potential cross-examination by the applicant. To allow as many people as possible to be heard, we would request that you keep your remarks to 5 minutes. If additional time is needed, the hearing will be continued until the next available hearing date. Calling tonight's first matter, CDC 2026-0006. This case involves an application filed by Benjamin Pasulka for a special use and site plan review to enable the operation of an animal hospital, the, quote, AR Veterinary Clinic, unquote, at 199 South Addison Road, Suite 108. The business owner has operated a veterinary surgery center in Joliet for over 7 years. The proposed Wooddale Clinic represents an expansion location for an established business. The applicant states that the clinic specializes in discounted surgery, dental, sick, and wellness appointments for various animals with a focus on dogs and cats. Let's begin. Staff, please indicate when notice of the hearing was published and whether you have the certificate of publication from the newspaper. And when you need to be sworn in. Who's testifying tonight? All right. Can you state your name for the record?
Erica Olson.
Do you swear to tell the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay.
The public hearing notice was published on July 2nd, 2026 in the Daily Herald, and we have the certificate of publication on file.
All right. Thank you. Does staff have a presentation?
We do.
All right. Please proceed.
Okay, so as Sarah said, the case today is for 199 South Addison Road, Suite 108. The subject property is located at the northeast corner of Addison Road and Elizabeth Drive, and the subject suite is highlighted in orange. That's the only part of the building that is subject to the special use. This is the subject property in the greater Wooddale, in the greater city of Wooddale. It's in sort of the southern half of the city. And then this is the zoning map for the subject property. So the subject property is located in the C1 neighborhood commercial district. The surrounding zoning is C1 to the north, unincorporated Salt Creek Park to the east, which is managed by the DuPage County Forest Preserve, R1 Estate Residential to the south, and RG General Residential to the west. So the subject property is located within the existing Brookwood Office Center, which is a single-story professional office building with a surface parking lot. There are 9 tenant suites that are currently filled with mostly medical and professional use services. According to city records, Suite 108 has been vacant since 2018. With approval of this tenant, the building would be at 100% capacity. So these are just some photos of the subject property. This is at the intersection of Addison and Elizabeth, facing northeast. And then this is in the parking lot facing southwest. So the applicant is proposing an animal hospital with a limited variety of pet, medical, and surgical treatments. The applicant is not proposing any exterior physical changes to the building. I want to give the definition that the UDO provides for an animal hospital. It is a place where animals are given medical or surgical treatment, and the boarding of animals is limited to short-term care incidental to the hospital use. Boarding of animals is not part of this use. And the business plan that they have provided falls into that category. To begin, they're proposing to be open for 3 days a week, see approximately 32 animals a day, and they have these sort of windows for pet drop-off and pickup to sort of mitigate any congestion issues in the parking lot. So the request in front of the commission tonight is for a special use because the animal hospital use in the UDO requires a special use in the C1 zoning district where the property is located. And then all special uses require site plan review, which will be completed by staff. And this is the parking study. The parking lot meets and exceeds the minimum parking requirements outlined in the UDO. So the total spaces that would be required in the UDO is 120, and the total spaces that are provided is 145. So they meet that requirement. And then the compliance with the comprehensive plan. This adheres to the future land use plan and complies with the comprehensive plan, helping to achieve goal 2 and 4 to build community capacity by seeking opportunities for economic development, and to keep Wooddale diverse by managing development to create a balanced mix of land uses, promoting economic vitality and a sustainable quality of life. Full occupancy in this building will positively impact the curb appeal and potentially lead to further redevelopment in the area and increased real estate tax bases. We received one comment from the DuPage County Forest Preserve. The Forest Preserve staff reviewed the proposal and raised no objections. And staff finds that this special use is consistent with the comprehensive plan and consistent with the UDO, and would recommend approval with the following conditions. And that's the end of my presentation.
All right. Does any member of the Community Development Commission have any questions for staff? Okay, no questions. Does the applicant have a presentation?
Sure. She did a great job.
All right. Okay. Before you give your presentation, you can step up to the mic. I'm just going to swear you in before you begin. And could you state your name and address for the record, please?
Sure. Benjamin Pasulka, 979 Walnut Ridge Court, Frankfort, Illinois, 60423.
All right, and can you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You may begin.
Yeah. Well, thank you for even giving us the hearing so quickly. I appreciate it. Just a little background, I met Dr. Amanda last October, and when she came to my clinic down in Joliet, and she's a really, really good surgeon, carefully takes her time with the animals, and I thought this is a great opportunity. She lives up here to expand a little up north to help people in this area. So on this page, I know when I was looking at the application, a lot of it centered around how much impact I would have on the area around in between the streets. Would there be any outdoor issues? Would there be any runoff issues? But part of the reason that we wanted to engage in this space is because it's already laid out pretty much how we need it, which is very rare. So everything here that you can see is what the final result will look like. You can see I've kept most of the exam rooms. There's only a little bit of change coming up north, or excuse me, up top there. The x-ray room down below, that's not something that we plan to open with. It's just something that we may need down the road to expand our services. But that is where we would place it so that it would be away from everyone. And when you talk to the technicians for x-rays, it's usually a 6-foot radiation gap. So this keeps everything away and prevented from leaking out. But outside of that, we're not going to do much interior construction. We have to lift up the carpeting. Carpeting is no good for the vet clinic. And there's one bathroom that we're going to cap and basically 2 or 3 walls that we're going to take down. But there isn't going to be anything else that we're doing structurally, outside or inside, really. Can you put the other one? Yeah, this is what I was saying. So it was hard for me to try to convey this, so I used a bunch of different color highlights, but you can see where the blue is. That's going to indicate where the carpeted area has to come up. We had to do this at another location, and we just laid down nice waterproof laminate flooring. The yellow would be the walls that would come down or just be capped. So you can see it's just up there, here, and down below. Minimal construction to get the space ready for what we would need. And then the green, I just highlighted that x-ray just because I wanted to point out that's where we would put it, away from everything, not disturbing anyone else inside of the building, but that would be a little bit down the road. The other thing, can you go to the other one? Thank you. I know you basically just read all of this off, but I do want to just stress a couple of things here. We are trying to give an option for people to get care for their pets just at a discounted cost. I worked in this area for 5 years selling pharmaceuticals to veterinary hospitals, and I heard the same thing over and over. We're losing clients, costs prohibitive. So I wanted to make an option for people to get care. We actually refer a lot of pets out because we aren't a comprehensive hospital. We're just a clinic. There's no overnights, there's no emergency, there's no urgent care, so we're always referring patients out. We work with the community that way, and I heard it earlier, we will never keep an animal overnight. We're not going to breed, we're not going to adopt out of there. It's just a daytime operation. And then there's no corporate ownership, so all the employees will have a piece of the ownership, so we're together trying to make it as best as we can for everyone. There's no outside forces mandating that we raise costs. We like to keep it flexible like that so we can meet the demands of the neighborhood, which is really what we're trying to provide. Is they've told us the cost is too expensive. We're here to provide an alternate option, just so the pets can get the care. That's pretty much it. But I'm happy to answer any questions you have about timing or neighbors or anything like that.
I had a couple of questions. So would this become an expansion of your Joliet, is the SNP Society, is that correct?
That's correct. That's the name. So it wouldn't be a direct expansion because that is a nonprofit down there. And the way that Illinois works is you have to have a veterinary own the actual clinic. But I didn't know any vets that well that I could go into business with. So as a nonprofit, I was able to find doctors that there was no ownership whatsoever. And so I was able to get that started. And then as it kept progressing, we just kept meeting the demands of more and more people, dentals, appointments, things like that. And so what we're running into now is it's hard to get any donations or really anything like that that will help us expand. But as a for-profit, we can get doctor investors, we can have our technicians give a little money towards that, and then we can actually do it that way. It just gets a little cumbersome when you're doing it as a nonprofit. So the entire reason for the conversion is to be a little bit more robust and a few more offerings for those people at the discounted price.
Second question I had regarding the layout of the office. Where do you propose to kennel the animals?
Yeah.
That I didn't think was very clear.
Absolutely. So right here, this is a window into like a little courtyard, and it would be fully insulated from any of our neighbors' walls. And in my current space in Joliet, we have actually put soundproofing insulation in the dog walls, and I'm happy to do that as well, just in case. But we strategically put it away from everything just in case the barking gets a little bit too much, or we have a beagle or a husky and, you know, they never stop barking. So I definitely took that into consideration.
I have a question as well. Actually, we spoke about it earlier. There's a few of us that had the same question.
Mm-hmm.
When animals are brought in
Mm-hmm.
and exited out, usually around animal hospitals, they're having to relieve themselves before they go in.
Yes.
And a lot of times before they leave.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a set area away from the other businesses that will allow you to have that? And if so, I would request to staff to make it possible to get the garbage cans with the bags dispenser on it, and then also signage saying that the feces would have to be picked up.
Absolutely, and at SNP Society right now, what you're talking about with the cylindrical garbage can, and we have those up right there, right by the front door. We can put them in multiple locations. We can even guide them. Sometimes we will tell the pets, hey, they're not going to be outside for 8 hours. Go take them on a walk. But we can definitely put that away. It's nice that we have the corner unit. The main door will be right here for the pets to come in, and this will be more of the employee entrance. So we can put a bag here, and we can put one over here too to kind of keep it on the side. But I also don't want to interfere with dogs next to the street doing that. So I would be open to whatever suggestions you have as far as location to kind of keep it away from everything.
Is there going to be a designated area when you do have the pets, when they have to go outside to go to the bathroom? You got an area, or?
We aren't planning on developing a run. That wasn't part of the plans. We don't really take the dogs out ever during the day. Once they're dropped off, they're there till they're picked up. They're not supposed to have any water or food, just like human surgery after midnight. So they're able to, and as Dr. Amanda said earlier, we express the bladders before surgery so that they don't feel like they're holding it and urinate in the cage and roll around in it or anything like that. But I would be happy to do, if you would prefer, and if the owner of the building, that's kind of out of my ability, but I'm open to any suggestions that you think would be good for the community.
So if a dog comes in and needs surgery where he has to stay overnight, so you wouldn't do that there then, right?
No.
You'd have to send them somewhere else.
Correct, and oftentimes when we have that situation now in SNP Society, one of the technicians will stay with the dog, bring them home to their house for the first night, if not the second, to make sure, because they have access directly to the doctor, they know what they're doing, they know what the medicines are, how it's supposed to be given. So that is very common, but typically we won't see those types of surgeries where they're like hit by a car or, I mean, we'll do foreign body to some extent, but we won't keep animals overnight because that requires different zoning and more employment, and that's not really what I'm looking for.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is this a surgical facility, or will you be seeing ongoing routine clients?
Yeah, so it started as a spay-neuter clinic, and then it turned into a surgery center, and then everyone's like, well, can you just see our appointments? So we started seeing 5 to 10 minute of health and wellness appointments. If the animals are vomiting or diarrhea or something like that, we actually send them out to an urgent care or to a local veterinarian. But if they're just coming for their annual wellness checkup, they want to get the heart rate and things like that, a couple of vaccines that are required, rabies and distemper, and Bordetella usually, they can do that in 5 to 8 minutes for $100 or $120, and they can be on their way. We also try to cater it around what is available for the clients. So you're going to see us trying to make sure, if everyone's saying we can't do it during the day, well, maybe we'll try to do something at night where we have 2 hours where people who are working can't get it from 6 to 8, just as like a way to help that out, or on a Saturday. So I forgot your original question. I'm rambling. I'm sorry.
How do you get your clients?
How do we get them?
Yeah, I mean,
I've never advertised at SNP Society. The word of mouth is what has really helped out, but we work with a lot of rescues too, and that helps promote us. Dr. Amanda knows a lot of veterinarians in the area who have told her, we're excited that you're coming because there's a lot of pets that reject surgery due to the cost issue. So we will work that way. My wife works in online marketing and stuff, so she can help us with our social media page. We would like to take something out in the paper to say, hey, you know, we're going to be opening at this time. Come visit us. We're very transparent about our pricing. We put it right there for any services that they want.
so it's like a walk-in clinic then?
We typically like appointments because walk-ins can get overwhelming. Typically, I don't know why, but it seems like everyone shows up at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. whenever. So we like to space them out 5 minutes at a time. We have technicians bring them into separate rooms where the doctors then can go in, and we don't let the client back with the patient, which seems to make the appointments go a little bit smoother. The doctor will oftentimes come out and speak with the owner, but just as far as getting the vaccines in the appointment, we find that the animals do better without that, which allows us to keep our appointment time down, and then that way we don't have to do walk-ins. One of the issues that we did have was the amount of calls we were getting. We were unable to keep up with that. Currently, we have 3 receptionists, and we actually have a call center taking, I think it's 600 calls a month for us, just so we can try to meet the demand. And then we started online appointments, so people can cater it to what time they want, what day they want, things like that, and tell us what they need. So we're constantly trying to accommodate their needs, which I think helps us retain a lot of clients, or word of mouth, hey, this was really easy, really quick, efficient, and that kind of snowballs.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone else have a question from the CDC? Okay. Are there any members of the general public who wish to make a comment or have a question regarding the requests?
Hi, my name is Shanti Altaf. I'm the property manager for
All right.
the property, as I represent.
Before you give your comments, I'm going to swear you in, and I'm going to ask you to come up to the microphone, please. And if you could just state your name again and your address, and then I'll swear you in.
Sure. My name is Shanti Altaf. I'm at 1900 South Highland in Lombard. I work for Sequoia Realty Group, which is the managing agent.
Okay. Let me swear you in, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. You may go.
And I'm just here as a support and advocate for this project. This unit has sat vacant for much longer than I've been involved with the property, and we think this is going to be a great use, and it does not conflict with any of the other tenants in the we have quite a variety of tenants in terms of office as well as medical use, and we just think it's great. We also have a representative of the ownership from the LLC here, Mr. Sejal Patel. So we're just here to support and hope the CDC committee also allows a special use permit to happen.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, please state your name and address, and then I'll swear you in.
I'm Dr. Amanda Reister, 10447 West Lindale, North Lake, Illinois, 60164.
All right, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
So, as Ben said, I met him in October, but prior to that, I have been doing high-volume, low-cost spay and neuter for Orphans of the Storm, which is the largest animal shelter in Lake County. I have worked with Animal Care League in Oak Park for 9 years. I currently work for a corporate clinic in Roselle. I have worked for Dr. Michael Flaherty at Elk Grove Vet Clinic. I do relief shifts at Elk Grove Emergency Clinic. I know the emergency clinic is incredibly excited about this potentially coming here because with me working with corporate, I hate walking up to my clients and going, your dog needs a dental, I hope you have $1,500. You want a tooth extracted, it's another $500. You need to, meet these requirements. It's gotten out of hand. I will not tell my own family to go to my clinic because they cannot afford it. I couldn't afford it. And I've been in, if you know where North Lake is, we're down the street from you. I've been there my whole life. I can't tell you the number of people who cannot afford vet care. And that's not reasonable. These are members of your family. We don't need to be charging these people their mortgage payment when they're looking for help. And to be able to build a structure where we have the other community veterinarian clinics who can go here, get this taken care of, we refer you right back. We're not taking our clients from you. These are the clients who can't afford to begin with, who want the procedure done but can't afford what their primary vet wants. The clinic I'm at in Roselle, we're already talking about how we can make this partnership work because my primary clients there who can't afford the surgical procedure would be able to come with me, get it done, and go back there for basic care. We're not looking to take your long-term medical clients from the community. We're just trying to give people an option and somewhere to build off of.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to state? Okay, no additional testimony will be admissible and public comment cannot be provided after the public hearing is closed. So having no additional testimony, do we have a motion to close the public hearing in case number CDC 2026-0006? And anyone can say so moved.
So moved.
You have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. We will do a roll call vote on the motion, please. Mr. Parenti?
Yes.
Mr. Peterson?
Yes.
Mrs. Satko?
Yes.
Ms. Rudnicki?
Yes.
Mr. Sweeney?
Yes.
Mr. Guzik?
Yes.
Mr. Tao?
Yes.
Okay, so the public hearing portion is now closed, and we're entering the portion where the CDC deliberates. Does any CDC member have any statements or comments that they would like to make at this time?
No, I just think there should be a designated area, like you were saying, for the dogs to go out. Yeah, a small, just something to walk them out the door, let them relieve themselves and back in, because it's going to happen.
Of course, yeah. Do you want me to go back up there?
No, no more testimony is allowed at this time.
I don't know if we can make a request.
You can just state it for the record, and that's something that staff can take into consideration.
Yeah.
And I've got a comment for staff. The straightening of Elizabeth Drive, is this going to have any bearing on the south corner or south corners of building.
Mr. Tao, unfortunately, the testimony portion has closed.
Well,
So-
something to think about.
So, yeah,
That's-
yeah. If you want to raise that as something
Yes.
for them to look into.
I just want to comment, I think it's a great idea. I have a pet, and she's cost me thousands of dollars so far, and she's not even 4 years old, so I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I think it'd be great for the community to help out. I wish they had, for us to have cheaper. I'm going through dental things now, it's costing me an arm and a leg.
Any other comments? Okay, there being no further discussion, I am looking for a motion. Based on the submitted petition and the testimony presented, the proposed special use and site plan review meet the standards for approval and are consistent with the UDO and comprehensive plan. And therefore, I move that the Community Development Commission adopt the findings of fact included within the staff memo dated July 20th, 2026, as the findings of the Community Development Commission, and recommend to the City Council approval of the special use and site plan review to enable operation of an animal hospital at 199 South Addison Road, Suite 108, in case number CDC 2026-0006, with the following conditions. The special use shall substantially conform to the staff memo dated July 20th, 2026, and the attached exhibits, except as such plans may be modified to meet city code requirements. Do we have that motion?
Motion?
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Parenti?
Yes.
Mr. Peterson? Yes. Ms. Zatko?
Yes.
Ms. Rudnicki?
Yes.
Mr. Sweeney?
Yes.
Mr. Guzik?
Yes.
Mr. Tao?
Yes.
All right, we have an unanimous vote in favor. The motion passes. Mr. Chairman, that concludes tonight's hearing. I cede the floor back to you.
Thank you. Is there any report from staff?
There is, yes. If I may, I just want to give an update. So your guys are fine. Your petition will move on to the PCB, so I'll be in contact with you for the next meeting. You're free to stay, but we're just doing a presentation, so this one is kind of moving on with the agenda. Thank you. It's going to be next month. There's a couple of meetings, actually, so I will definitely let you know. Awesome. Correct. Thank you. That's correct, yes. Yes. Sorry.
Can I get it from my car?
Yeah, I'll meet you outside.
Sorry. All right, so I actually wanted to take this opportunity to present a couple project updates. We are in July already, which is for me hard to believe, and it's the middle of the year. So we haven't really gone through some of the recent projects that have come across the CDC committee. So I just wanted to take a couple minutes just to run through just a couple of them that have some progress on them. Oh, this is the. There you go. I may need to steal this. I have too many keyboards in front of me. I'm sorry. All right. Now we're good. All right, so the first one, I kind of started with the oldest one. So the CyrusOne data centers, you may recall this project. It has come in front of CDC multiple times in the past. There's a number of different phases, number of various buildings. The update that we have is on building number 1. So this is the first one that is under construction. The building permit was issued in December of 2024, so it's been a while, but it's been in construction all of last year. It's moving forward. Fairly recently, we have received a permit for the building build out. So now that the tenants will be moving in, they're kind of building out the interior of the building for their specific needs. They are expected to complete the building by the end of 2026, and that's usually the building and the site, and then probably sometime next year the tenant will be moving in. There is a separate permit for the substation that is being constructed. That one is also in the works right now, so that project is moving forward, and we're probably going to see construction happening for the next few years on this particular site. The next one is the City Tower project. So that is a project from 2025. This was a special use for the water tower. This location is at 310 East Irving Park Road. This fairly recently, we did receive a permit for the site work, and that one has been issued. So slowly, we will see a little bit more construction happening on this site. So that one is moving forward. The next one I have on here is the SS Metal or Soto Metal Recycling Center. This was a text amendment, a special use at 344 Benorris. A lot of us are probably familiar with their existing location on Potter. I believe that one is still in operation as they're working on the permitting for this new building on Benorris. Yeah, did you have a question? No. Oh, I'm sorry. So there were a couple conditions that you may recall that were placed on the approval of this special use, mainly that they had to do fencing around the property, add some accessible parking spaces, and also plant additional trees in the parkway. So that one is moving forward. We've been working with the architect, our permitting staff. The permits have been issued, and now they're kind of working on construction. So we believe the move or them beginning the operation at this particular location is coming soon. The next project we have is also from 2025. This is the second community landmark sign that was proposed at the Wooddale Park District location. This one received approvals from City Council back in April of 2025. They have submitted a building permit to the city. The city has approved the permit with the condition, or essentially it's conditioned upon submittal of the Illinois Department of Transport, or IDOT permitting. All of the billboard signs in the state of Illinois actually required an IDOT permit, and that is what they're working through right now. So as long as they get the approval from the state, they'll be able to continue the construction. The Holiday Apartments, that's a very exciting building, as you can see pulling up next to the City Hall. So that permit was issued in October of 2025, and they are moving forward. The construction's on their way. They are on track to complete their construction by September 2027. So we're a little bit, maybe a year or so away from the completion of construction, but they're moving forward. It's obviously it's a lot of units. It's going to take time to finish everything, and the interior and the exterior. In April of 2026, they did submit a request. That's something that didn't go back to CDC because it needed City Council approval. They actually had to modify their entrances on Irving Park Road. So you may see this as they're getting closer to finalizing the parking lot, probably sometime next year. The original proposal called for 2 access points from Wooddale Road. However, DuPage County Division of Transportation, when they reviewed that permit, because Wooddale Road falls under their purview, they've asked that one of those access points get eliminated. So they've actually had to work with their traffic engineer and review the site circulation and contact the fire district just to make sure that there is still sufficient access to the site, and that's something that was all considered, and the City Council approved the modifications. This was just a modification to a PUD. So as of right now, we're still moving forward with the construction. Then we're getting to the most recent projects. I think I only have a couple more. So 1501 Middle, this project just recently appeared before CDC. This was the zoning variation request for building height and for number of parking spaces. The representative or the construction company that's working with the property owner, they're effectively putting all of the final touches on their plans. They have submitted for a demo permit, so that probably will be moving sooner. And then right after that will be the construction of the new building. I know I've spoken to someone representing the property owners, and they're really pushing. They want to start the construction as soon as possible on this one. And then we have the Deuces Wild. So this is a very fresh proposal. I did just want to let you know that City Council did provide approval of the petition, of all of the requests that were considered by CDC. The approval is fairly recent because it was just in July of last year. So right now that enables all of their team, the architects, the engineers, to finalize all the plans and then eventually submit for a building permit to the city. So we're definitely excited about this one coming. And I know the property owners are also excited to get this one on the ground, so hopefully we'll see some movement on site very soon. And that concludes the update. Any questions on any other projects that we've seen or anything else?
I got a question about a lot on 83 and 3rd. It'd be the northwest corner. It's been cleared. I was just wondering if you got any plans for it?
Not that personally, I am not aware. I know there are some parcels there that are unincorporated. So possibly that's what that is. I know city also owns some of the lots in there, and I know there was supposed to be some stormwater work. But if you want to contact me specifically, I don't know from the top of my head. There's no plans for development in that area that I'm aware of, at least through the city.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for all that info. Okay, we need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second that.
There be a first and a second. Motion carries. The meeting is adjourned.
Oh, wait, we need a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Sorry about that.
No one saying no. Motion carries.